Yeah, okay. New player circle. So,
hey man, say man, you already know what I'm gonna say, man. It's your local neighborhood player, Damone Jr. kicking in the Player Circle podcast. We don't try to fit a square into a circle. And hey man, today, man, we got this situation where there was a woman set on fire on a goddamn train in Chicago. This is insane. There was a woman set on fire on a train in Chicago, and boy, they're going to have a field day with this, with the usual suspects. So, Lawrence Reed, 50, is charged with a terrorist attack against a mass transportation system. He's accused of dousing a 26-year-old woman with a suspected ignitable liquid and lighting her on fire as she tried to get away on a CTA Blue Line train. This is crazy. What the fuck? Man, they are activating these PCUs, man. A man with a lengthy criminal history is facing federal terrorism charge after authorities say he set a woman on fire unprovoked. Is there a video for this? Man, it's some Gary shit. It's something else. According to authorities, Reeves was seated in the far back of the CTA car with a woman sitting with her back towards him in the middle of the car. Authorities allege Reeves got up and walked through the car holding a bottle. He allegedly poured the liquid on the woman's head and body and attempted to ignite the liquid. What the fuck? The woman fought off Reed and ran to the front of the train, but he chased her, and the complaint states Reed then ignited the bottle, which fell out of his hand as the victim ran towards the other end of the train and tried to get away. After picking it back up, Reed used it to light the victim on fire. Gosh.
Well, a man with an extensive police record is now facing federal terrorism charges in this week's horrific attack on a CTA Blue Line train.
Prosecutors say he chose his young victim at random. WGN's Emmy Victor has more on the suspect and the latest on the victim's condition.
Lawrence Reed could spend the rest of his life in prison if he's found responsible for that incident on the CTA. He remains in custody after a peculiar court hearing Wednesday. Today, federal prosecutors filed a first-of-its-kind domestic terrorism charge in Chicago against a man who allegedly set a woman on fire on the CTA.
The victim was riding northbound, approaching the Clark and Lake subway stop in the Loop when the defendant doused her with gasoline and lit her on fire.
The accused attacker, 50-year-old Lawrence Reed, faces one count of committing a terrorist attack or violence on a mass transportation system. Prosecutors discussed the incident this afternoon at the Dirksen Federal Building, moments after Reed appeared in court over what happened.
The surveillance video is difficult to watch.
Authorities say the horrific incident happened on a Blue Line train just before 9:30 on Monday night. According to court documents, Reed allegedly approached a 26-year-old woman on her phone on the train and poured gasoline over her head and body. He then ignited the liquid, setting the woman on fire. Surveillance video shows the victim rolling on the ground, trying to put out the flames.
When the train stopped and the victim was able to muster the strength to stumble on the platform, two good Samaritans put out the flames.
The victim was taken to the hospital where she remains in critical condition.
And our prayers are with her, her family, and everyone who was affected by this unimaginable tragedy.
During today's court hearing, Reed was said to have multiple outbursts. His criminal background includes 71 arrests and 13 convictions in Cook County. Reed was currently on pretrial release for a case where he's accused of assaulting a hospital employee.
Reed had plenty of second chances by the criminal justice system, and as a result, you have an innocent victim in the hospital fighting for her life.
The CTA says they're investigating the incident. Mayor Brandon Johnson spoke about the attack at an event today.
This is an isolated incident. As devastating and as horrific as it was, it's not indicative of our transportation system as a whole.
Reed will be back in court on Friday morning as judges work to determine whether he'll remain in custody pending trial.
Whether he'll remain in custody pending trial. Stop playing. They bullshitting.
The latest in a long string of lockups. We found 49 arrests, including 10 felony cases and an active aggravated battery case from August, in which Reed was accused of hitting a social worker at McNeil Psychiatric Hospital, causing loss of consciousness, 2 ER visits, and lasting memory issues, headaches, and daily nausea. The Cook County State's attorney asked a judge to keep Reed in custody until his trial for the August battery, but one judge put him on electronic monitoring before a different judge modified the monitoring hours. This is Lawrence Reed's most recent booking photo, the latest in a long string of lockups. We found 49 arrests.
And man, they just be letting these motherfuckers out, man. It's about money. That's what this shit about. Not gonna lie, this shit about money.
Lawrence Reed's most recent booking photo.
All these goddamn pictures they got of this motherfucker, and they kept letting them back out. That shit crazy. Not gonna lie to y'all, man. That's the world we living in right now. In my field of expertise where I work at, man, I deal with a lot of individuals like this. And they go to jail, they get right the fuck out, no matter what the fuck they did, man. It's a bigger play at hand. There's a lot of money that goes into the homeless and the mentally ill from these states. They get a lot of money to have these motherfuckers on the streets. That's just real. I ain't gonna speak too much into that. But I ain't gonna hold y'all up too much longer, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and we be back with another one when we got another one. And But I ain't gonna hold y'all up too much longer, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and we be back with another one when we got another one. And
Yeah, okay. New player circle. So, get